What's up, guys, and welcome to the season finale of Solo Mining. It's been over 2 years since we actually started this series, and I'm ready to kind of close the chapter on this iteration of Solo Mining. And in this video, we're going to kind of talk about, where the series started from, kind of where it ended up, and what I'm kind of looking forward to doing in Season 2. Now, obviously, this series started off as a kind of a bootstrap challenge, going from a alpha and adventure all the way up to just paying for Omega. Very simple, kind of straightforward. Now, in the history of this channel, that was, showcased over the course of like 10 episodes, the first 10 episodes, at which point the series actually stopped being produced for a good amount of time until viewers kind of requested more. And then we kind of went back to the drawing board and turned the series into more of like a showcase, every episode showing different types of mining ships, and just kind of offering advice. Then it also, at that point, morphed into like this podcast, long form style kind of thing. And even though that the information in this series is extremely valuable to miners, and I think that it'll continue to be of value, I feel like the focus of this series was kind of lost. And this has kind of been bothering me for a while, and I've been wanting to kind of like redo or do a season 2 for Solo Mining and maintain a tighter grip on kind of the focus of the overall arc of kind of the task at hand and stuff. So with that being said, episode 134 will mark the end of season 1 effectively. We're out here mining in the Endurance. We're just going to be kind of chilling, talking about kind of what I want to do differently in season 2 and what you kind of have to look forward to in that. Season 2 will actually be coming fairly soon, so look out for that starting. One of the biggest things I want to move away from, actually channel wide, is moving away from episodic numbering for a series. I think that, in a vacuum, in somebody searches mining content and they find the 134 episode of a series, the likelihood of them wanting to watch because of 133 seemingly prerequisite videos that they have to go through to have context, that becomes like a really daunting thing. Season 2 will not actually have episodic numbering. Every single episode will basically be this standalone thing that you can kind of watch. I'm taking inspiration a lot from like Syndicate television. So much of like how the old like Star Trek shows were done, like pretty much all the way up until like DS9, all those older TV shows that were made and produced for syndication. The idea is that in the future, if there is 50 or 100 episodes of season 2, no matter what you watch, in what order, it all still applies. You can watch them out of order and still get the same amount of value. Now, we are going to do a bootstrap challenge for season 2, but we're going to be a lot more strict, and we're going to be a little bit more rigorous with the challenge at hand. In season 1, it was alpha venture all the way to just getting Omega for the first time. We're going to go a little bit deeper in season 2. In season 2, it's going to be our alpha toon earning Omega, but we're going to be going from basically an alpha venture all the way up to being able to pilot and buy and sit in a Rorqual. This is going to cover many different aspects of kind of what it takes to kind of like play your way to that level. It's going to be very time consuming, especially given the training time for like the Rorqual and stuff. But that series will show a day-to-day, hopefully a day-to-day, or at least, maybe a 3 times a week kind of snapshot into what the requirement and the gameplay is like for a challenge kind of like that. So that is one of my major goals. I've been thinking about, season 2 for a long time. And I do really think that a lot of the success of Solo Mining is attributed to the original challenge idea of earning that Omega through play. And I want season 2 to even go to push the envelope even beyond that. So I'm going to be looking at, getting Omega is going to be like the first thing we do. It's going to be pretty rigorous in the beginning, but being able to get that tune into like an endurance or a prospect or even like a procure or skiff and like just kind of working our way up is going to be very exciting. And utilizing markets and expert systems and all these things to grow our net worth. Another thing I'm thinking about doing too, which is kind of inspired by how I've done my product discovery streams on Twitch, is I kind of want to have a running total on screen. So every time you're watching an episode, you can kind of see where that alpha or where that character's wallet is currently sitting at. And it will help you kind of gauge how we're doing overall. But those are the kind of things I'm looking forward to doing in season 2. If you have more ideas or you like feedback, let me know in the comments. I'm 100% all about feedback and everything. And I think that, this is something that's needed to happen for a while. I think solo mining has kind of reached, the season 1, this series has kind of reached a point where we're kind of good. And I can very much use a nice kind of bootstrap challenge, wrapped in a nice, non-episodic package that people can kind of watch daily or whatever, and kind of, learn a little bit more deeply about playing and earning your way through New Eden and stuff. So that is the goal. We'll be obviously covering a bunch of areas of space in that too, just like in this series where we were in high sec, did a little bit of low sec, we did some null sec. We're going to be very focused, right? We're going to be very, very ISK per hour focused to get that initial Omega and everything. So I'm definitely excited about that. So I'm actually planning on starting that series here, if not today, the same day that this video goes live, or in the next couple of days. And since my ambition and since my kind of like thought process has kind of like reached a final concept for that, I wanted to make sure we kind of close this season off with a video kind of recapping everything that we've kind of done in season 1 here, what lessons we learned and what we can hope to do better for season 2. My biggest goal is to just be more definitive on that original Alpha to Omega or Alpha to Omega and beyond kind of challenge and goal through gameplay. And also, like always, it's never going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, you should just pay for Omega because it's better than mining, right? It's a challenge, right? It's something that we're doing to kind of bring a little bit of fire and break the monotony up of, just normal play. So we're going to treat it just like that. But we're going to go ahead and, like I said, get prepared for that over the next few days. Hopefully start getting those episodes out. I don't know about the frequency of those episodes. We're going to kind of like, I'm not going to sit there and, make some crazy expectation. I think we're going to probably take one episode at a time and see how it feels. Ideally, I would like to do 3 episodes a week for season 2. So we're just going to kind of see how it goes. I am very big on sustainable gameplay. That's going to be another major focus of season 2. Because it's such a crazy challenge, we want to make sure that we're doing it in a sustainable way to avoid burnout, because I think that's just a healthy approach to it. But just to close this video out, I still want to reach out and say thank you to everybody who has watched and enjoyed the first season here of Solo Mining. I look forward to producing and releasing season 2. Leave your comments on this video if you have feedback or suggestions or things that you would like to see. All those things are open to being included, right? But like always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to get this endurance docked up. We're going to get on with the day, make some amazing EVE content now and in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one.